that she's growing. She's a woman now, her face has changed. She is confident, she has a way of knowing. Ah, she has everything, and everything was made for her. The world is her lover. She's read all the poets, and she doesn't need Gabron any longer. And she doesn't giggle anymore when you look at her and tell her she's lovely. She just hands you a tulip and tells you that London was fine. Changes like the seasons, a kaleidoscope of patterns and colors. And she moves through your life like the ripples that move through the waters. Oh, she has everyone, and everyone has her. She is all pervading. Talks to her teachers and tells them that they are evading. You worship her and know that she's Jasmine and tell her she's lovely. And she hands you a dagger and tells you that everything's fine. For the sake of the song, I'll just call her Helen, a child of society, both parents dead. Up until now, she had no police record. She committed a felony, so it is said. In her second month, she tells us the story, how she tried to abort, but without success. By drinking some ergot with pepper mixed in it, with the aid of a close friend, they both did their best. And she prayed, but her prayers were not answered. Impressed in the mind that she must bear the child, she said on that day, while cleaning the stairway, came a pain in her belly like a knife in her side. 12 hours later, half mad with her labor, as she lay on her thin sheets, numb from the cold, with half-frozen fingers, she delivered a boy child. And the birth of her child was the death of her soul. No doctor would heal her, no priest would confess her, as she lay in her bed, eyes fixed in a stare. And the cries of her child were stilled by her raving, racked by the pain as she pulled at her hair. And she couldn't remember just how long she lay there. It might have been hours, it seemed more like weeks. And she said that the child had long stopped its crying, for she beat it with her fists until it had ceased. Well, yesterday, Helen, she died in her prison cell. bringing to bear on the sin of us all. An unmarried mother convicted of murder, her only possession was a badly worn shawl. Some gal told me today I was wasting my life away. She said it's sad how I spend my time, but I never make a dime. And I like to sleep late in the morning, and I don't like to wear no shoes. Make love to the women while I'm living and drunk from a bottle of booze. Now I can't keep a living this way, of being broke from day to day. I'll have to stop running around, get a job and hold it down. And I like to sleep late in the morning, and I don't like to wear no shoes. I make love to the women while I'm living and drunk from a bottle of booze. Pick it out there. This can't go on. Said I must get up at dawn, get a job and I do it right, and get to bed at 8 each night. And I like to sleep late in the morning, and I don't like to wear no shoes. Make love to the women while I'm living and drunk from a bottle of booze. Now there's a lot that's waiting for me. It's straight, that's how it should be. Instead of smiling all the time, my hair comb, my shoes shine. And I like to sleep late in the morning, and I don't like to wear no shoes. Make love to the women while I'm living and drunk from a bottle of booze. Hey David, baby, hey man, the song's over. Circe seeks perfection in a hailstorm, hopeful of the secrets there contained. Vengefully she sits up on her pale throne, counting all the frozen tears that rain. Circe is the beautiful, the cunning. Circe is a legend in her time. With magic rings, a cruel spell is forming, turning all her lovers into swine. 2,000 years to her is such a short time. What gods have chained her to this ancient fate? Ah, paradox, I see her in my lifetime. A vision formed of love, or is it hate? And the sirens call, the melody still lingers, and draws each man into his special doom. And Circe's lips curl on her cursed loom. Yes, Circe seeks perfection in a hailstone, hopeful of the secrets there contained. Eventually she sits upon her pale throne, counting all the frozen tears that rain.
That was Billy Bob and Reverend Scotty Johnson. And now, number 139 on the country hit parade, one of the finest singers that ever came down the pike, Mr. Patrick Sky, singing Sad, Sad Story of the Pinball Machine.
Well, it happened to me not so many years ago in the little town of Gallipolis, Ohio. I was sitting in this truck stop when an old man came up and sat down beside me and said, "Son, could you spare the price of a strong cup of coffee and a good piece of apple pie?" Well, I said I could, friends, and I wasn't sorry. But when the old man had finished the coffee and the pie, he pushed back that plate and looked at me with a tear-stained eye and said, "My, my." Then with his right hand, he removed a handkerchief from his left-hand corner pocket, and he wiped the tears away from the corner of his eye, and he told me this sad, sad story. I'm an old hog hauler, I drive a big truck, I play the pinball machine, but it brought me bad luck. I put all I ever had in an old pinball machine, I get my poor caddy corners, then I miss the 16. My wife says, "John, I love you, but I'm fresh out of luck. You done give up my loving just to drive a big truck." He said, "Hon, you know I love you, but I got a road to hoe. I gotta drive a load of hogs up to Chicago." Well, when I left Chicago and I come on back home, the best friend I ever had, he done called me on the phone. He said, "John, I guess you're wondering about your children and your wife. Pneumonia got your babies and your wife took her life." Well, how I do hate that old pinball machine. Was many long years made me live on sardines. Now I can't think, I can't sleep for bad dreams. I dream about a big truck and a pinball machine. Well, friends, the old man got up then and started for the door and turned around and said, "Oh my God, if I had my life to live over." And then he dropped dead. Well, John was a good lad, about the age of 16. Now he's dead in his grave, the victim of a big old truck and a pinball machine. car is streaking down the street. It strikes the man and leaves its mark. People stepping over him, his blood is red, his body's dark. The doctors come like walking snow and tell the man he has to go. And as he rises stiff and dead, they stamp a number on his head. They take him to the city desk. The sergeant says that he's okay. His wife, half-naked, comes for him and takes her moldy man away. And as they leave, she talks to him and tells him that he's looking fine. She tells him ere he goes his way, they'll have a party one more time. Photographs of days gone by, perhaps, or maybe photographs of pictures of today. While standing in the corner, he just wandered off to see the wall. The conversations drifted in with cigarettes and alcohol, each man with his partner and each woman with her lover, and the perfume smeared with laughter, knowing everyone could have her. Ethereal selections of recorded Hindu swamis. A haze is spread across the room from the din of twisted bodies. Disgust has choked the air from him. His heart has lost its vision. He realized that each man dies and this was no illusion. Photographs of days gone by, perhaps, or maybe photographs of pictures of today. With each birth a life is born, we have no way of knowing it. And if we do, what's even worse, we have no way of showing it. As they move into his corner, they see the shell that's standing there. They cry for him each mourner as they laugh at him and pull his hair. While standing in the corner, he just wandered off to see some wall. The conversations drifted in with cigarettes and alcohol. His wife, half-naked, standing there beside him in the corner. And all of this recorded on a film inside the camera. He's a Peter Pan, he's a paper man. He sells contraband from his green hustling man, use a sleight of hand. He can steal your watch band right from off your hand. He's a Peter Pan, he's a confidence man. Her name was Bernice Blue. She ran a newsstand too. On her right arm too was a mother tattoo. Oh Lord, she was a peddling boo. She was a hustler too. Guess what she used to do when her day was through? She was the pride of the crew. She liked the Navy too. Play it, boy. Chance to meet on 42nd Street in a place to eat. Lord, now she tried to con a chair out of poor old Pete. He was the first one there, it was love at first seat. Now there's a Bernice Pan and Peter Pan newsstand. Settled down, the sun had flown the sky. I met him in the archway, and he held me with his eyes. His name was Nicodemus, and he held a weary hand to every stranger passing by. His lonely vigil stand. You mock me with a curse, he said, and lock me in your jails. You scowl and say, I wonder why he never cleans his nails. You have given me the sentence that has killed my only will. The priest hand out the penance, says he wishes me no ill. Well, I've been here 1,000 years, no age has changed my price. Sometimes I lean upon my peers, sometimes I stoop to vice. And as I left my friends to blame, the dead who never feel the pangs of honor, wealth and fame to buy a lousy meal. No more, no more, I heard him say, the time has come at last. I feel no guilt, my burdens, they have vanished in the past. I'll see you on the morrow as he staggered down the street. And if the morrow never comes, I guess we'll never meet.
Elma, the skipping turtle, Eloise, the singing snail, Genevieve, the pudding cupcake, Roy, the big old stupid whale. Air-conditioned cars in Texas, mountains spewing chocolate gold. 20-color televisions, 80 tubes of sniffing glue. Hollywood and Monte Carlo, Times Square and the Great White Way. A good and honest president, the sun to guide you through each day. Zorro played by Douglas Fairbanks, don't forget the Holy Grail. The galaxy and Albert Einstein, the number that guide your mail. The universe holds many wonders, and they're pretty great, it's true. But I love you, Charlotte Grossman. They can hold a torch to you.
I saw a man who told me things were free. I spent my time just looking up to him. That was 10 years ago. And what he said was just so many words, and the only thing that changed his words, that is, it seemed to be so. Ah, just for once I'd like to see that man again, and call him the fool and say, ideas cannot bind me, and the wind cannot free me. No one can possess me. No person can be me. For I am the only, and I am only a dream. The sea will not divide for anyone, nor anyone can cause the wind to change. A few have tried it though. And some have had a dream of making man more civilized, but that is just a simple waste of time if man just comes and goes. Ah, just for once, I'd like to see that man again, and tell him the places I've been. Ideas, they are common, and the wind just gets wilder, and no one can possess me. No person can teach me, for I am the only, and I am only a dream. Yesterday, while walking down the street, I wasn't quite the man I used to be, but I kept walking on. The city disappeared and I was standing in a meadow in the country, and I cried, I can't go on. And stretching out my hand, I tried to touch the cleaner air, and I realized I was a fool and said, the city can bind me, and the army can kill me. My friends, they can cheat me, and the state can divide me.